but now it comes back with Vile Rose. Draven and Twisted Fate are banned. Amazing.
Don't even have to ask. Where's Draven? There he is, right there. Malphite and Renekton follow shortly again.
Quick.
Bans coming out, lickety split here, all of them the same. Now we won't have that Ezreal, so neither jungle nor lane Ezreal is going to be a factor in this game.
Where are they going to go with this, though? So some of the poke taken out. The Shen is still on the board. I feel like it's going to be locked in by MRN here, and they are just, yeah, it's ours.
You're just like inside their heads now because we've been with them for so long. Yes, we will pick Shen. Yes, I'm quite sure. Velocity now. The Elise is available, so if you can think all the way back to the first couple games here where Chris had repeat performances on Elise with those repels.
They banned him out for it. They're like,
yeah, just dodging out so many abilities and making a lot of great mistakes. The Rumble has been such a big player in these games, as well as the Tristana, though, both in those team fights and then the late game.
We'll have to see. Heartbeat loves his Thresh. I feel like they'll be picking that up as well. And no, Malphite is banned. I was going to say we haven't seen Mega on that, but we won't see Mega on that.
We were hoping for, Game 5, maybe something new will slip in there, but not going to happen this time around. The Tristana going to be back in Maple Street's hands. So we'll see if he does indeed rush that Blade of the Ruined King, even when he doesn't go up an HP jungler like Zach. Shen is pretty much the same champion that's along the same lines there, where he stacks a lot of HP too. So we'll probably go with the same starting items here from Maple Street.
We'll have to see what they decide. Echo loving that Ahri. So it looks like it could be the gap closer team once again coming in from Marn, but they don't have their follow-up here. And it looks like Riven comes out for the gap close team as well.
We come full circle here. Riven coming out once again. It's going to be in the hands of Mega Zero, the best Riven in North America, to be in the driver's seat with that one. He's great in the 1v1 heads up, but he does have problems when some other people join the team fights.
There's a lot of in-your-face coming from Velocity eSports, so it looks to be like a good fight game coming out here. There's not too much poke. Yeah, they have the late game Trist and the ultimate coming from Rumble for Vile Rose, but this is an all-in-your-face fight comp from both teams.
Yeah, they do end up going with that Elise. We talked about at the beginning where Chris is had some spectacular escapes, and the Vile Rose Rumble heading into 2v1s with a Brilliance Elixir has been a strat they're very happy with. Meanwhile, we see some new faces on the other side.
Yeah, I would love to see that locked in. How long has it been, right? These compositions we always used to see, the Tarek Jarvins across the map, the Janna Cogs, the Nunu Cogs, the Nunu Caitlins. It's so great. I hope they lock it in.
He just looks so devious too. The change in the art for Nunu right now, he is planning something really scary behind there. He's just got that. It's that eyebrow tick, I think. He's got something really sneaky up his sleeves. It looks like they are going for a hyper end game AD carry that we used to see so often before the changes to Blood Boil. It's still effective even after the changes to Blood Boil, and it will put Kog'Maw, straight up there with Tristana among the late game titans that are the AD carries here. He can match him with range when he pops off that W.
And how is this matchup going to be for Vile Rose? Because a 2v1 versus a Cog Nunu is painful.
Yeah,
you don't really get too far.
Plus, not only do you have the poke from Kog'Maw, but Nunu enables him to get in and out, so you can just throw the snowball, slow down Vile Rose, and inhibit him from getting that wave clear that he puts so much emphasis on. That's why he's getting this blue elixir, so he can clear out these waves so quickly. But if you slow him down and you have the goo coming out from Kog'Maw, where he also can slow him down, then it'll be much easier for them to keep him in place. Yeah. The Riven back, because it's a strong solo phase, but they also have brought that Echo Ahri, which they used as their engage. They used him to get in there with his tanky, a little bit unconventional build with the Lich Bane right into Zhonya's Hourglass, and that will take some of the pressure off of Mega Zero, so allowing Mega Zero to go his full damage build and not have to worry about being the focus if they're able to have Echo get in there and split it up.
All right, everyone. Martin fans, cheer them on. Send your mind bullets over. Same thing for Velocity Esports. Get behind your teams. Let them know in that Twitch chat that you are rooting for them. I'm sure they'll feel it. They'll feel that presence. Here we go, going into the matchup. They are on the opposite side of the map now as MRN moving very aggressively here. This level 1 from them has a lot of crowd control, Kobe. They get a deep ward in on that red side of the bush. The Volatile Spider going to lock them out.
They get the ward that they were looking for, and both teams know that each other have been spotted here. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty safe start. Only 2 wards expended for MRN, while 4 have gone down for Velocity.
Still looking for the move here. Vile Rose, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Likes that blue pot start in mid. Continues to go. Chris, as we said on Elise, Mega Zero bringing out best Ribbon NA once again for this matchup. We'll have to see if he's focused once again. He goes out for an early ward, and that is going to help thwart some invade.
Yeah, so blue ping coming out does mean they got there in time to see this late invade. Mega Zero placing that ward, and now the 4-man delayed invade from Velocity once again.
See what they do with this. As they try to pressure back. Really, no, he's not going to try to do anything. He knows the ward is there, but they said, all right, power in numbers to take this after we were seen.
So this, not only are they going to trade blues here, though, they also force, Mega Zero to come and just sort of wait around in the wings. He's not getting any experience. He can tap Nasus on the way out, but he hasn't gotten any experience yet. He's been completely zoned from his minion wave, and Tristana plus Zyra just have complete control of that top lane.
We'll see Claky getting out. He may go for an early one. No, I thought he was going to run down with Heartbeat, but they will not try to activate quickly. Probably just get a quick repel out from Chris. He's level 2. NK moves to the top side. We may see some, actually no, they know the ward's there. So everything's kind of slowed down here. They know they can't just walk up for the 2v or 3v1s.
I feel like this is going to be another one that kicks off with an early turret instead of an early gank that results in a spectacular first blood or something, because they've got a Nasus jungler on one side, and they've got Elise down there in their 2 vs 1, so Elise, one of the most difficult champions to pull those tower dives on. Even if you have the advantage, Repel is a free 2 seconds avoiding all aggression.
And we see Echo in mid waiting on the siege wave. He is going to not be pressuring Vile Rose at all, and he's level 3, not getting too much help from the jungler. That Claky D, he's going to be sticking to the jungle. Would we say Claky's more aggressive when he plays on Shen, or does he kind of farm up until that 6?
Well, he's definitely extremely aggressive when he's on, something like Jack or Zach or Jarvan. Jack is their little brother, I guess. Zach or Jarvan, when they have those gap closers, they can come at you from different angles. Shen is all about an amazing gank with flash taunt, but farming the jungle when you don't have your flash available, trying to get that level 6 so you come in with a stand united. We saw him before. He had a couple unsuccessful ganks on him with flashes and thresh lanterns, and then he just completely farmed right after that, trying to hit that level 6 as quickly as possible.
So we'll see here at 4 minutes. The lane's still pretty even. Pressure in that top lane. Heartbeat actually taking some damage to repel on. He gets the exhaust out right away. It's not going to be enough, though. It's going to be NK8 coming in for first blood, so the jungle gets himself a lot of presence in gold on that one.
So they do make the visit down bottom, and it actually turn around. It's the first blood for Velocity this time.
Very big there. Niantanso's not going to have his Nunu in that bottom lane. He needs his Yeti. He's going to be forced back here. Not too much trouble to last hit at the turret for a Kog'Maw, but he does miss those last 2. We'll have to see what they can do. Evanescence, damage in the top lane. Claky D trying to react to this one. Mega Zero forced to flash. He's not going to get the turnaround, though. Maple Street could be coming up with a kill on this. There's the shield. A little bit of damage. Claky tries to come back in. Oh my gosh, they can take down Maple Street. The barrier comes up. It's going to be an explosive shot. Does enough damage, and they get it out. You can hear Velocity in the background.
Tries to get back into that push, but the last shot from Maple Street able to take him out. It's now 1-2. Very close score, though, and we're going to start it off with an action-packed game number 5.
Already 5 minutes into this one. The lanes are at each other's necks. You can see Vile Rose even trying to put near turret damage on with Flame Spitter. He is just getting everything in he can. And last Harpoon as well, being aggressive as possible. He popped that blue pot already in mid, Kobe. So he's really already done his kind of surprise attack. They're just going back and forth now.
Even 1 vs 1, he's using that tool. He's trying to just shove the lane, get so much more damage on his Flame Spitter. And you can see the control that it allows him to keep his heat in that orange zone where he gets the extra 50% damage on his abilities. Now we have the other solo laner here, Mega Zero, gone double rejuvenation bead, which was a very popular build in the solo Ribbon tournaments, but it's not been a big thing, you know, in these 5 vs 5 ones that come up, because what's he going to build that one into? You know, Warmogs or something?
And this looks a little different here for the top lane. Has there been really that much pressure from Claky D? What is Mega Zero doing? It's 46 to 26 for the AD carries to each other. That's huge this early in the game.
Well, there was all that action up there in top lane with the ganks and Maple Street actually getting the last hit on Mega means that, you know, Gold
like
not
14 CS in his name.
Gold not too far off, and they are just beating down this turret. So they're looking to grab the first turret off this one, and Claky D has to come up here to offer that threat of a taunt under turret to stall them off.
So what may be, you know, the thought of MRN here as they come in? We see Claky D up top, but not putting their AD carry and support mid this game. What was the difference?
They wanted to switch it up here. You've got a Kog'Maw Niantanso. Actually, he's going to get withered right now.
Nice dodge by Heartbeat there, playing guard for him. He's able to pick up the cocoon. But in this bottom lane, they are still taking some big harass. We've seen that NK Inc. is really being a lane buddy as a jungler.
Yeah, he's done this, you know, many times over. And as soon as he does hit level 6, you have to watch out for his tower dives, because he'll go in there with that huge burst of HP. And with Rumble roaming down from the middle, this could be very dangerous for MRN's bottom lane. But to answer your question earlier, since I have a little time, Rumble's a far off. The reason you don't want to send your AD and support towards that mid lane is that mid Rumble with Blue Elixir. He's so effective in the 2 vs 1.
We'll see. Vile Rose just on the backside. His ultimate is up at level 7, but he still only has consumables. He really hasn't even been back to buy yet. He has hit 7 while in lane, and now looking to make something happen from it before even scaling out of his items. The equalizer goes down on the escape. They force the flash. They know they have 1 kill. Does he capitalize on the second? Kog'Maw not getting enough damage down to him. He's down to a sliver of health. A Cathian surprise shouldn't be enough damage. Vile Rose walks out of this one, scrap shield on, and possibly even a turret for these guys.
Blue Elixir runs out, but he does not care. Double kill in that bottom lane. They did not see that one coming. No wards on their side. They pay for it with not only their lives, but also that dragon that NK Inc. loves.
Kobe, you say no wards, and that's exactly what they need right now to stop this momentum.
Here comes the pink one there on the dragon for Velocity.
Yep.
Just to make sure that there's not going to be any contest here from MRN.
Setting up that Summoner's Rift Light Bright everywhere on the
Look
map.
at Mega Zero too. He's got a ward. There we go. It just he just placed that one. It's not in that tri-bush, and since you're Riven, he's got 2 very quick dashes, so he doesn't need the extra time that placing a ward in tri-bush would allow you if the jungler came from that direction. And he actually gets vision of both ways by warding down more in the river. Right,
blocking up the invade as well, so they can't get down to that blue. Really helping out all over. Great omnipresent warding, if you can call it that. So we see that ward coming into play right now, seeing Evaniscus roaming down through. He has placed one of his own, so that gives them sight. 3 minutes on that. They're not going to try too much in that area. The bottom lane still pushing. I think this is the longest we've kind of had a laning phase for these 2 teams not roaming each other's faces.
Public service announcement, Claky D Jungle Shen has hit level 6 though. So our slow laning phase may come to some quick action pretty soon here. The members of Velocity not yet aware that he's level 6, and he's waiting in the wings, Vile Rose.
Yeah, they're going there for sure. Gank on this one. Could have came in with the aggressive Shen taunt. Shen stand united. They're not even really going to be able to have to use that. They get another kill coming up. He goes down the rappel onto him. It won't come in with the taunt.
Chris going for 3!
He's huge. Can he pick it up? Chris has been given Elise again, and he will take you down with Elise again. Triple coming in.
The yelling from Team Velocity right now is just blotting out everything else. My God, Chris with the plays down bottom. Gank from Claky D was successful. They got their target, but they all 3 died for it.
Absolutely amazing that they would give Chris back Elise. I saw it on Twitter, we saw it on Reddit, that they were like, what is going on? Niantanso not getting Tristana. Again, Mega going hard. He's trying to bring back some damage for his team here with Claky D. This is where they use the stand united, and they can't pull anything back off what just happened bottom.
They still had that cooldown available. Claky D, as soon as he revives, they thought they were going to catch him off guard, but Tristana able to jump away, and now it's just going to be Mega Zero up by himself in that top lane. Maple Street's going to be fine.
And we haven't even seen Chris go back and buy from that yet. Feeling so confident in lane 3, 0, and 2. He had 2 assists before that, and he's like, these are all mine. Thank you very much. 11 minutes in, Velocity has their biggest and quickest lead here. It's not a huge lead, but it is the quickest.
Everybody's going to be cheering for Chris tonight if they're able to finish off this one. Velocity, you can hear the passion in their voices right now. So excited for this, but it's not nearly over. These games have all gone the distance. Only 11 minutes in means there's plenty of time for MRN to come back.
Mega Zero still trying to farm out top lane. We'll see the 80 carries have actually equaled out in CS. So Maple Street has found his way back into that category, and it looks like he's starting to out-itemize as well with that 1 kill and no deaths. Someone
that could turn it around for MRN is Mega Zero. He has been farming in that top lane with the interesting item path of double rejuveed into, you know, Doran's Blade, very sustainy, has actually been saving up for that BF sword. And now he's going to recall. He'll probably pick up that extra BF sword, and it adds so much burst potential to any ganks that he does get off. Now that his turret is down, if he goes roaming, if he decides to contest the next dragon with MRN, then he will have a lot of burst damage. It's actually going to be the Brutalizer, not going for straight up AD, but also the cooldown reduction and armor penetration that has to offer.
And talking about items as well, last time Echo played Ahri, that was a fast Lich Bane. Not this time.
No, he switched up. You know, he's keeping himself flexible here. We heard so many teams saying how important it is to be flexible.
Right.
Quantic loving that word. and it looks like Echo going to follow in their footsteps.
Mega looking to put a ward out for safety as he's back to the top lane trying to push it, but yes, is the word. They're trying to possibly get the charm out in the jump from Maple Street, but they don't need it. They're not going to need anything. Strangledoor goes up, another kill coming in for them. 8-2, it's one after the other for Velocity.
Maple Street does have that early Blade of the Ruin King too. You can see the active coming out there, but a little bit too slow. Does not get the kill with it. That's going to be another turret for Velocity. They are slowly closing in. The bottom turret also going to go down very soon.
It does look grim. We have to remember that king of late game carry Kog'Maw is there with a Nunu, but they have to get to that point, and it's like Velocity's poke game. They're not letting MRN get anywhere.
Mega Zero actually just runs into a wall of plants there too. Can't even join the party. Chris just landed skill shots just for the fun of it there. Cocoon hitting on Nia Tanso and delaying him towards the bottom. Velocity can taste their spot in the LCS right now. They won't stop yelling, actually.
A finished Blade of the Rune King and 700 more gold coming in than is what is on Nia Tanso, and he's looking for that Infinity Edge. He's quite far off. He still has to spend the 800 on the cloak, and then he has to buy the item itself.
Since we're looking at items here, Chris, after going with that three-man kill, is not going tanky Chris. He's going carry pants. I just got 3 kills. I want more. Needlessly large rod on top of that haunting, guys. He's going to be packing some very potent venom in those bites.
And with that, we saw him still playing aggressive, even though he's not tanky. He's just roaming around in the jungle, stunning up Nia Tanso when he has the chance. And the pressure they're putting on the map right now allows them to just grab it.
When you feel it, you're just feeling it, man. You know, sometimes you got to carry.
Sometimes you have to carry, absolutely. Maple Street trying to do that so much, and it's really been Tristana to put some people on their back throughout these matchups when they have it, and it's been the pick to win the games.
Vile Rose says, you're not going to out-damage me. I also want a needlessly large rod.
Yeah.
There's going to be very, very, very AP-heavy damage coming out to complement that late game Tristana. Once Tristana, you know, does get her late game prowess, they're going to have these very, very fed AP solo laners here for Velocity. So there's so many different threats on this team that really MRN have to be worrying about everyone.
And yeah, MRN has to worry about everyone, Kobe, but they have a lot of single target threat. Until they get Heartbeat in there doing a Nunu ultimate, which nobody wants to stand in, they really have to focus down one person at a time. And with Equalizer, with having that Stranglethorn coming out from Zyra, it's really hard to get into those single target focus fights.
It does look like the AoE advantage will be in Velocity's favor, and MRN will be looking for the split pushes with their Shen, Claky D, and the picks with their Ari, as Mega Zero is in a lot of trouble.
He goes in, but there's the Stand United. The Stand United also causes Mega to go defensive. There's the attack coming in. It's not enough. The shield goes out. Mega turns around for the kill, and they have to be careful not to do that too much because they can't pressure this turret as much now.
Chris was feeling it, but then he just bit the dust a little bit too overconfident. Claky D does still have that Stand United in his pocket, so they were able to turn that 0-1 around, but just barely.
That's definitely good money for Mega Zero. He wanted that shutdown pretty bad. Maple Street taking some pop shots over at Heartbeat as they go back and forth with the wave clear on this one. 6 seconds until Chris comes back, but he's not really going to be too much of an advancement on this bottom lane. The equalizer goes out. Where's the engagement? They only get NK Inc. popping his ultimate defensively. Strangle forces up the team. Heartbeat's there. They get one last shot. He knows he gets the reset. Maple Street is out.
Maple Street is in to the turret and then gets the reset on his jump. Doesn't hesitate right there. He just takes a taxi and he's going home.
I don't even know if he jumped out. I think he flashed and jumped out, which is funny too because he's like, jump is going to take too long. I need to kill you now.
Yes, gotta get that auto attack.
So Chris going for the red. Velocity trying to set themselves up for more of this split push as well. Chris using that to really get the kite onto Mega Zero if he needs to. Mega trying to push the mid lane as his top is already pushed. So he's kind of being the omnipresent, janitor for the lanes right now as the rest of Marn is trying to hold the turrets.
Marn do not need a janitor right now though. They need a captain. They need a savior. They need a Superman.
Yes. That absolutely do need a Superman. But you can have Echo diving in, you can have Clicky diving in, but they haven't found it yet. It's about being able to dive those single target guys with the AoE of Stranglethorns, Equalizer there, and it's really putting Marn on the back foot. Going to this bottom lane, they have some vision. We see Velocity Esports always up and up on their game of wards, and there's 4 right there in the bottom half of the jungle.
Yeah, those counter engages that the Velocity's packing are very potent, and we'll have to see what Marn can do because the moves are really going to be coming from Velocity first, and Marn are going to have to wait for another misstep like that over-aggressive Chris, and then punish it with some secondary moves, some answer like a Stand United to turn this around. Because right now, Mega Zero has not turned into Mega Hero yet.
We'll see what he gets. Looks like we are going to see Neon Tanso trying to level up that Q now, getting the attack speed he does not have, but the Bloodthirster is, the Bloodthirster. The Infinity Edge is finished, which is a huge burst of damage for a Kog'Maw. Those shots will shred you instantly. So if they can get this fight on, they also have the Blood Boil along with Kog'Maw's Q passive. So he's actually a lot bigger than he looks.
Yeah, he's got that attack speed covered, but he needs a little bit more crit chance to go with that Infinity Edge and really make full use of it. Right now, he's only got that base 25 that comes on it, and he's going to have to up that percentage to really get that threat.
It's a good thing he can get more shots out now. Hopefully they can utilize it. Trying to throw out some of that living artillery, really just to clear the minion waves down. As we look at the minions, we definitely have one of our slowest and lowest farm count games. 155 here at 20 minutes for the 80 carries to 130. It's definitely a slower game overall for Game 5 here.
Not too slow up in top here as Chris gets a nice
that lane itself. It's a different game over here.
Yeah, they're playing, speed checkers. There goes Echo. He goes in.
Diving in onto NK Inc. again. He was the focus last time. Maple Street on the outside of this one. Neon Tanso tries to follow. They still get vision onto Maple Street with the living artillery, and they could continue to finish the fight, but it's the jump out. They do get one as Evaniscus passive fizzles out.
Great job by Marn right there, taking advantage of the misstep by Velocity. They had to wait for it. There was a slight numbers advantage. They got the 4 versus 3, immediately went for it. Stand United to make Velocity pay.
Vile Rose taking a few turret shots to boot as he gets a little bit of a clear on here. We can see Marn really wanting the full engage the second they got it. They knew it was a chance, and they're trying to take everyone. They know they're not going to come. They're very far and few between right now.
And you can see Velocity claiming the jungle of Team Marn right now, cleaning up that blue buff for Chris. Very important because since he's built so AP heavy, cooldown reduction and constant mana on him are going to be that much more effective. He'll be able to just continue to bully Mega Zero all over the Rift.
The Aegis again into the bulwark here onto Claky D right away. He doesn't even go for the Kindle Gem this time. It's a little, again, slower of a game. It's like we're ramping down the amount of gold farther and farther into the game, and it's really stressful for these players to kind of bring out the damage they had last time when you're dealing with half of it. So at 20 minutes, they look to clean up their own jungle finally, as it was Velocities for the past few minutes, and MRN trying to gain some ground here.
Ward does go down, but there's not too much that MRN has to be able to steal it. You know, and a barrage from Niantanso is pretty much a long shot there, and he at least tries for it.
It was a long shot, Kobe. 9-4, and slow rolling here for the past few minutes, as we've said. MRN trying to get that kill in the bottom lane, or fight, I should say, onto Evaniscus. But he gets an Oracles after that, so their map control to continue on here as they stop really what MRN is trying to stop, and that's the vision pressure.
That's exactly what Velocity want to do now. Make MRN have the next mistake, because they've already made 2 mistakes. They're slowly letting MRN back into this game. They've opened the door. Okay, Chris went aggressive one time. You made him pay with a Stand United. Oh, we got a little bit out of position here with 3 people bottom. Made us pay with Stand United. Now we're not going to take any more chances. Clear the vision out of Baron and burst it down with Nasus and Elise, 2 of the best Baron killing champions in the game.
That was pretty big. They actually may go for the fight here. They're doing quite a bit of damage. Chris actually keeps Baron's health down. It will start to tick up very fast. 3,100 on Baron, 2,500 HP on Baron. They are going to go in for this fight. Mega Zero throws out the ultimate. The Wind Slash only helps. They are not able to grab it. Ink picks it up with the smite. The Baron's now on. Mega Zero's in the middle of the fray, and he gets instantly clocked down by that Q from NK Inc. There is the heartbeat. Absolute zero. It doesn't even do that much to Evaniscus. The damage is not there for MRN. Velocity eSports moving through with Baron. They take down Claky D. It's going to be Echo Niantanso running for their life. Heartbeat is on the right side of the map. They are so split, they're not even going to be able to defend this.
That is terrible for MRN. Not only did they lose that Baron, but they also lost the lives of Claky and Mega Zero. 2 front lines. That's going to mean easy turret here for Velocity. Plus, the inhibitor turret is going to be under pressure. Heartbeat actually still waiting around in this red side jungle as Velocity pull off. Could be a little bit dangerous. They immediately recall to go spend the money that they have just earned.
Always keeping that blood boil on Niantanso now. We'll see what that money is. 1,500 gold being cashed in the majority of the hands for Velocity Esports. That's a frozen heart. You're right. He did say, I'll take a needlessly large rod, and then I'll just take this frozen heart because it's on sale.
Just a beautiful pickup there, because not only does it hurt the hyper carry, the end game that MRN are putting all their hopes on Niantanso, but Mega Zero on that Riven is fully, is a large part of Riven's damage comes from the auto attacks from her passive, Runic Blake stacking up. And so if you can lower her auto attack, it really will put him out of rhythm from the normal play that he feels with that Riven. So an all-around great defensive buy right there that also adds cooldown reduction, which is, like we said before, all important in Elise's kit.
And you can see the way that Velocity has been playing has kind of changed MRN's outlook on this game. You see that MRN has comfort champions. Best Riven NA is on, or Riven is on Mega Zero. Best Riven NA. Claky D got his Shen. Echo loves that Ari, and Niantanso is on Kog'Maw. But it's now becoming the let's help Kog'Maw, because nobody else has been able to comfortably win their lane, which is really scary when you have your favorite champions.
Yeah, you got to look at where the power is going to come from on the team. You still have to have killing power, and it's the infinity edge there for Niantanso. I mean, Mega Zero has barely, a few tools at his disposal, but he has no defenses, and he just drops so quickly. They have to count on the long range and just hope for crits from Niantanso.
A great playstyle. Velocity has allowed this to happen so far, and they're really causing MRN to play the adapt game. So far, it's really been, like we said, protect that Niantanso. We'll see if they can keep Blood Boil on him from Heartbeat, and they can keep these fights going strong. Right now, they're all forced to clean up and back, so it's 2 people at a time here guarding turrets.
Stand United is available once again, though, and every time that's been up, we've seen Claky D make them pay for it. Will Velocity misstep another time and delay this even more? Or can they actually use this Baron buff to finish it off?
Well, that Baron is down. Like you said, they have the buff. So the bottom lane, really the most advantageous to push, because you're not going to be down here when Baron is up. So they put the focus here for now. They want to be able to get that inhibitor down in this lane.
You can't contest the fight like this. 4 members this time grouping up. Velocity not going to make the same mistake they just made a few minutes ago where Vile Rose was not with the rest of the team. They got engaged on. And now we've got free hits from Maple Street, even though it's only level 14.
Vile Rose yelling out. He says, wait, we're taking too much damage here. And good things are happening in the top lane. Chris has Mega Zero at half health. He's already been forced to back. So that's why Vile Rose making these calls. We're winning in the top. We're winning in the top. Just be patient.
Patience is key. Patience is a virtue, and it's paying off right now. Every few auto attacks that Chris does get off on that tower help.
There's the zoning from the equalizer, but nobody's really acting on this right now. The gap closers are not there for Velocity. They're going to start backing off. Ice Blast on to NK Inc., but really, he's been the only one they're able to focus. He's positioning himself great for the team.
And they can't chase outside of this turret because we only have 4 members here. If you call Mega Zero down, then Chris will follow him through the entire base.
Absolutely.
He doesn't care about that turret. 2 shots off that won't mean much. He's got a frozen heart defending him. This bottom turret so very low, we could see this powder keg explode.
Absolutely. It sounds like that, and you are about to do just that. 27 minutes and 11-4 here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final matchup here in our second day of the summer promotion. One of these teams will move on, and Velocity could get marred, as that's what they are trying to do here. They are, however, down 13,000 gold 27 minutes in.
Going for that all-important Dragger that has been the focus of this whole matchup.
It really has. There's been so many dragons that have turned the tides of games, and the fights sometimes are 1 and 2s, but it's been draws sometimes down to the last people dying.
This one not going to be a draw.
No.
That one's going to go fully in the favor of Velocity, taking that one easily, which allows Maple Street to answer back. He's got Infinity Edge of his own on top of that Blade of the Ruined King, plus that extra cloak going to add to the crit score, and so this late game Tristana finally has arrived. He will be beastly from that back line. Even Claky D will not survive on the front lines here. Mega Zero is already melting. They really just have no one who could stand up to that.
You look at the items itself, the inventories, if they were to fight each other, wouldn't go well. You see double items coming out for Nass's Bulwark, and that Golem as well, to a Bulwark and boots in the Madrid. So they have been just choked out of this one. It's suffocated throughout the game, and Marn really needs the late game. Maybe another 15 minutes, but Niantanso is not at carry position yet.
Yeah, once you approach 30 minutes and you got people with level 1 boots on your team, it's kind of demoralizing. It's like walking around with your best friend's got paper bags on his feet and you're just embarrassed to go out with him. You know, they don't have...
It does make your boots look better, though. And that's why you do it.
And Tonso going to clean up this bottom lane, and they return to the same strategy. Mega Zero is up top here. They could just go to burst this one down. Chris has a Guardian Angel now, so 2 lives on this Spider, ready for the last and final fight.
Absolutely ridiculous. Also being invulnerable with the repel up. Looks like they are going to go for this fight. The equalizer goes down beautifully. Stranglethorn right under the team. They pop him up. There goes Clinky D. Everybody's on the back line. Mega Zero probably will fall. The jump in and the reset for Maple. He jumps right out after jumping in the rocket. And they're looking to be taking down Heartbeat as well. There's the kill into Heartbeat. A double kill for Vile Rose. They look to have the entire base in their favor. They burn it to shambles, and it could be the end, Kobe.
They baited him in, and then there was a perfect Stranglethorn there from Evanescus, turning around so quickly. Chris's Guardian Angel does pop.
20 seconds on these guys. It's only Echo and Niantanso, but that is a hell of a lot of power for Marn to be putting out, and they are going to stop Velocity Esports, but they are hanging on by a thread.
He repels Niantanso's last barrage, but there's another one coming after that. Living Artillery keeps on firing.
All right, Niantanso can't Valkyrie this time, so it's going to be kind of hard for the base race, plus they have to take down all the turrets. They have 0, and their base is being hit.
But Baron is up. There is an objective that's a little bit closer to their base. They could rush. It doesn't look like they're going to go for it, though, because all that power, all the damage, Niantanso is in the bottom lane.
See, this was the Marn injection. The adrenaline was just pumped into them, and this is, again, where they love to play from. It might be a bittersweet situation, but it really gets the drive going. We've said Marn is momentum. It's in Velocity's hands from last game, and we're going to have to see if Marn can really hold on to it or it slips through their fingers.
It's pretty big, though. They did get the Guardian Angel and the life of Chris in that one, so killing him twice, pretty huge. That's a lot of money that won't be effective in the next team fight. You can see this this minefield of wards going up from Velocity, though. They want to force another bad move from MRN, force them to venture forth into the fog of war.
They have what it takes. That Baron is alive, and Velocity is pressuring. They're saying, you better come fight us if you want to do anything about this. But right now, it looks like MRN is going to be in turtle form. They stay in the shell.
This one's going to burn down so quickly. Not only do they have, Elise's kit, Nasus's kit, but they also have, Leandri's and a ridiculous Tristana that's...
And they pretty much held everything. They knew they weren't getting attacked. They didn't even need Nasus for that. They just tore it down. The summoner spells, like I said, are down this time, but the abilities in general, it's like Tristana's auto attack is their abilities now, so it's painful. Maple Street is really carrying these guys through.
They had plenty of wards. Everybody doing so well for Velocity right now. And we could hear them shouting now, tanking up turret shots to get it down below half.
Living Artillery's coming out here. The Blood Boil will stay onto Kog'Maw. Mega Zero, he is red elixired up as he uses the bit of last gold in his pocket. The turret falls. They have an open base. The middle inhibitor is the only one that stands with its turret. The inhibitor on the top side may go down here. It's the fight across. Evaniska's taking a lot of damage. It's going to be Echo and Chris on the right side of your screen, but everybody's back in Heartbeat's ultimate. Not fighting. Maple Street picks up another one. Jumps in. He says, "King me," but he flashes out. The triple kill. Jumps into the fountain and tries to get it, but they may have some turrets here. If they can turn around, they won't have the minions, so they take the inhibitor, but this is big, Kobe. They're just tearing the base apart.
Second inhibitor, and there's only 2 members up here from MRN. Mega Zero's gonna have to turn into a hero now because it's only him and Niantanso.
And we have to consider it's still quite early for the levels in this game. It's only 30-second spawns, not the 40-50s. We're getting these members up. Mega Zero back in. Niantanso still throwing out Living Artillery, but the Velocity Esports is working the timers to their advantage, and they're looking for Nexus turrets.
You can't put home guards on those brown boots, and they're just taking them down.
They're going to take down the turrets. Velocity Esports can make their way, looking to grab a berth into the League of Legends Championship Summer Split. The series could be theirs. MRN thinks differently. There's too many members of Velocity on the Nexus, and they're into the LCS Summer Split.
There's the celebration we're looking for. Finally, such an epic series. And Velocity finally take this one. Chris can't even look at the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, witnessing 2 teams today change their lives through hard work and practice. Some of them waiting again 10 weeks to come back from the first qualifying section. Chris, a thumbs up to the crowd. Vile Rose, a super thumbs up to the crowd. And there is the manager of the team, Guitar, so happy for the victory of his boys.
How exhausted Chris is after that, and how much work he had to put in to carry that game. He deserves it.
So you can see MRN disheartened. You have to be. There was a season in front of you, and it slipped through your fingers. Changes had to be made. There were growing pains throughout the season. Each team went through it, and the unfortunate ending for a great team.